So, very good morning and a warm welcome to also on our podcast episode, where we have a very interesting person who's going to talk to us about say body and mind wisdom. So, we have Dr. H.R. Nagendra, sir, and who is the founder of S. Vyasa University and recipient of Padmashri Award. He's also been a personal consultant for Shri Narendra Modi, our Honorable Prime Minister, and a recipient of a title Minister Health and Family Welfare. And it's always a privilege to have him. And I've been waiting for a very long time, but I didn't know this could happen so quick. So, sir, thank you so much for joining us today. And we are looking for a lot of insight for you how we could actually transform a lot of things in yoga, because right now we are in the transition period to make a lot of changes after the NEP is coming. So I think this is the right time that we are going to have this conversation and get a lot of insights from you. So thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your time. And it's always a honor to have you in our podcast. And I'm very excited. So warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you. Good.
So understanding that you are from being a mechanical engineer who has a PhD from the most privileged university like ISC and a postdoctoral fellow at the University of British Columbia, and also being a consultant at Harvard. How did you make this transition and what inspired you to again move into something like Vivekananda Kendra, which you started off in 1975? So it's like science. That's what, moving across and doing something with, very traditional thought process. So what motivated you to start off in this line?
This is a standard question all people ask. The first thing
Okay.
I say that we move from mechanical engineering to human engineering. It's a perfect
Yeah.
contrast. In search of reality, moved from modern science and technology towards our Sanatana Dharma, the ancient science, which is most comprehensive. Modern science has tracked only the physical world, but our ancient masters tracked the whole creation and found there are 5 layers of this entire creation, not just the physical. Physical is called the Annamaya Kosha, and then we have Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnana, Anandamaya Koshas. And these are the 5 fields that continuously operate together. And the
Yeah.
challenges are not merely physical, like NCDs and all other dimensions. So they need a total comprehensive approach. And that's how started moving into this direction. And yoga is the way that provides us to understand the deeper dimensions and to go into the higher heights.
Thank you, sir. But of course, but personally, you must have had a lot of transition. So, what has been the most toughest thing, or what is the most enjoyable process that you always cherish and recall whenever? Because it's not so easy to have this, right? So, can you just give us one example? Like, because that needs a lot of mind and body control and a lot of thought process, and more than anything, controlling of your emotions as well, you know? So, how did you make that? Sometimes you would have said, why did I ever get into this? Maybe those questions could have come. So, how did you make this transformation?
See, when we took up this dimension, it should meet the challenges that we have today. Just because it has been old, it is thousands of years, maybe lakhs of years, maybe we may have faith in that. But what is the use? Can it solve the problems of the current situation? Therefore, we started applying this into the challenges that we have today. In Bangalore, for example, in 1977-80, the biggest problem was bronchial asthma.
Yeah,
Asthma. Everybody was suffering. Therefore, when Dr. Nagaratna came, we worked together to see how to solve this problem. You take inhalers, you get relief, and again you have to take. It continues on and on. There is no question of cure at all. You know. So modern medical system has no solution. So, can our total knowledge base give us the solution? That was our question. Therefore, we started tracking all our shastras and developed the necessary protocol for doing that thing. And we had a wonderful camp, I remember, and in 1979 or 80, and we had nearly 250 severe asthmatic patients who came there. And it is a
Oh,
15 days camp. And we dealt with that using this new technology that we developed, yoga, called as the integrated approach of yoga therapy for bronchial asthma. And the results were so fascinating. Within 15 days, they started improving tremendously. Their PFR started improving, and the blood test showed wonderful results. And people were very happy when they started getting the bronchial attack. In the
ah,
case itself, we were able to show how using a special technique we developed called yoga chair breathing, they'll be able to
challenging.
get rid of their bronchospasm. No? And this is how we were able to show that it works. Then we took that as a long term follow up. Whether it's only temporary, if they continue yoga, what is going to happen, whether they're able to continue yoga. So we had a long term follow up of nearly 4.5 to 5 years.
Wow.
During this
Wow.
period, we see that three groups emerged. The first group, as we normally understand, are quite regular. They
Yeah.
practice 1 hour per day for 24 days a month. I call it as regular. Then the second
Okay.
group, on and off, really irregular. They will do for some time, leave it. Again, they do
Yeah.
really leave it. Somebody comes and talks is very good, they will do. After some time, they will leave. Motivation goes. Irregular group. Third
Yes.
group, having learned all these things and got the benefits after some time, they have left. They have not done anything. So three groups emerged in the whole encounter. And we tracked all these people going around every part of Bangalore and then started collecting data because every year we had to collect the data and see what is happening to them. And the results were very fascinating. And then we were able to compile all these things and publish the data in the best journal at that time, British Medical Journal,
Oh,
1986. It came out. And that was the biggest satisfaction we got as to how we were able to do that and publish the paper. One single paper published, we went global. And all over the world, people started asking, come here and then tell us what you are doing in asthma, and can we do research? Can we have combined research? Can we have the protocols being adopted in things? All these things happen. So
very
that's how
wonderful,
we
sir.
were able to show that the total approach of the integrate approach of yoga therapy using the five-fold Panchakosha model
Mindful
will be
Panchakosham.
able to give the solution. Then thousands and lakhs of people have been able to normalize them. There are thousands of people in Bangalore who do not have asthma at all now, and they do regularly practice of 1 hour of yoga, or when they have the problem, they will do this thing. All these things happen, and they didn't take medicine. They were taking lot of medicines, inhalers and hospitalization, everything. All those stopped.
Oh,
So very clearly, complete redemption of bronchial asthma is possible. So this
very
is
nice.
we were able to meet the challenges which gave the highest satisfaction for us.
Was this any age-based, sir? Like when you done this sample study? Or because children with 5, 6 years also do get this bronchitis attack, and or was it only with adults that we have done this?
Bronchial asthma is all based on the stress, stress at the higher level. What you call as at the monomyoc course, it's called Adi. Adi comes down, becomes Vyadhi. Vyadhi is the physical disease. Most of these NCDs belong to this category. They are all called Adhija Vyadhi. And
Okay.
unless you remove the Adhi, Vyadhi cannot be normalized because Adhi is the root cause.
Are these the root of
All
stress?
modern medical system, allopathy deals with only with the Vyadhi at the physical level. It gives you relief, very useful. When the pain is there, you'll do that. You have got these things you can do. But no cure
No
because
cure.
the root cause is not removed.
So the study
What
that
we
you
do
have
in
done, the study that you have done, can even small children use it? Small children can they use it?
yes, yes. Even I have
As
childhood asthma. People at the age of 3 months, 4 months we have dealt with. What is to be done, we have shown
Okay,
them.
that's what I
What are
wanted to know.
different techniques that we have done. For all
Okay.
the people, it's applicable and can be done.
Yeah, yeah. So this leads me to the next question. Actually, there are 7,000 kind of rare genetic disorders currently, and still a lot of research has been going on into this. With the changing dynamics in the family system presently, how can parents and even families, because this needs to yoga can should become induce values as well as looking at both physical as well as mental health. What are the few tips that you think as a in families could, and especially people who are having younger children and then they grow up, so how this is changing dynamics in the family where we could induce yoga as one of the part of it, because that's the ultimate thing that everybody is trying to do. And so I just thought, let me get some insights from you.
Yes. Now the whole atmosphere has changed, and our atmosphere changed due to various advantages we have got because of science and technology, and therefore the normal things that we were doing in terms of physical things have always been changed. For example, in our times, we all used to walk to the school and come back. Even if it is 2 kilometers, people used to walk.
Yeah,
And
today we don't walk.
slowly transformed into cycle. Bicycle we started using. Then the scooters came. Now we hardly walk. You go by
Yeah.
even cars and other things like that. Similarly, in the house, we used to do all this thing physically. We used to grind things with the gothal, the mud. All these things we are doing. Today, everything is machine. So the physical aspect which was there, which was giving exercise and keeping us healthy, that has been almost stopped. People have to go to gym if they do want to do that. Earlier, in front of our houses, we used to play. You know,
Whether we
now
don't play.
so many people will play. They have to go to a playground far away to do this thing. You know, all these things have started happening. As a result, our lifestyle has changed to more comfort loving. At the same time, no exercise dimension. Similarly, look at what has happened to the food habits. You know, very high calorie food and then all junk food and our thing. It should shatter our entire thing. And look at what's happening in the night sleeping at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, getting up morning at 10 o'clock. No, all these things have shattered the biorhythm of the system. So therefore, lifestyle which has changed totally is the root cause for all the challenges, whether it's the family things or divorces or NCDs and all these things. So we have to bring back the lifestyle. That's very important.
So do you have any tips and strategies where people could actually say this are the core things that every family can actually follow to like even including Sanatana Dharma, that maybe a small things that can make it a mandate in the house, so that like that will inculcate value systems in the family. So you have just one or two
Yoga,
points.
practice of yoga is the one that brings. We all say you must do good things and you should not do bad things. Who doesn't
Ah,
know what is good, what is not bad? Everybody knows. Why? Because we don't have control over the mind, you know.
hmm.
And you are lured to get into these things. And as a result, we succumb. So you have to develop your willpower to strengthen your will to go in the right direction in life. For that, you have to spend some time regularly for practice. Therefore, our Honorable Prime Minister has said yoga should be brought through International Day of Yoga. Crores and crores and
Yeah,
crores of people are being introduced over the last 14 years. Just
right.
35 of yoga protocols that we have developed, which consists of all essential features of the four streams of yoga: Jnana Yoga, Raj Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga,
Hmm.
intelligently and subtly incorporated into the entire 40 minutes protocol. I was so delighted this year that in Vizag we had the biggest International Day Yoga celebration. Nearly 2.5 lakh people
Oh,
participated in that morning. It's a Guinness World Book of Records. You know. So far earlier
yes,
it
yes.
was maximum maybe about 70,000 people. But now, it was miraculous. So all over the world, lot of people. And in Karnataka also, our Rajiv Gandhi University, we joined together to do that in 500 colleges, every college, 100, 200, 500, 1,000 of people practicing. And Ministry of Ayush has said, not one day, 100 days before you start, 100 days celebration, 75 days celebration, 50 days, 25 days. And our new Minister of Ayush is very, very dynamic, and he continued. So there is a
Very
big
nice.
way to bring this
To
type of
create.
thing in the country. That's how yoga has to be brought. Hmm.
Very nice, sir. Thank you, sir. So I think because we need to create a lot of yoga awareness because people think it's a statement where you can lose weight or you can just do some posture and then just go about it. But it is not that. As you rightly said, it's also to do so much with the mind. Many of us as parents, we also need to do a lot to have an emotional regulation and to actually walk the talk, we also need to practice yoga and understand that, as you said, to understand the dharmas for ourselves so that we could bring in the proper values. Am I right, sir?
Very right. It's what our Honorable Prime Minister gave his talk in the UNO when IDY was supported by 174 countries. And he made it clear yoga is not just physical exercise, it's a science of holistic living. It works
Yeah.
at the body level, prana level, mind level, emotional level, intellectual level with a total understanding. And he said, it should not be just one day practice, it should go into our education system. Therefore, he asked all of us to find out the protocols that are to be adopted at several levels. So, about 15 years back, we started working in the pre primary teachers training program. Probably you know there's an institution called NCTE, National
Yes.
Council of Teacher Educators. In our country, 13.5 lakh teacher educators are trained every year, and yoga
Wow.
has been made compulsory.
Okay.
Then comes the NCRT. They do it primary, secondary, higher secondary. Yoga has been made
Yes.
compulsory. Then the higher education, UGC comes into picture. So we were asked to develop with the experts, all of us, we developed the protocol for that, the syllabus for that, and it has been made compulsory. But
Okay.
education is a state subject. Some states say we don't want. So,
Ah,
so, so the people should start practicing IDY. Then we said, okay, what we should do, how to attract youngsters, competition, you know. So we started doing yogasana competition, you know. In every state, every district, every village level, it started coming up. Because
okay.
competition attracts the youngsters, because
Youngsters to come
it's
and be a
another
part
thing,
of it.
no? And recently,
Yes, sir.
probably you know, yogasana has been made as part of the sports, no?
Oh, okay.
About
Okay.
4 years back, we initiated that and yogasana as sports. Our idea is yogasana should go into the Olympics.
Olympics.
Next,
Yes.
not next Olympics, we should have. So that's our target. So lakhs of
Lovely.
people, everybody has started practicing yoga. They start from the children. I know a lot of children have started practicing at the age of 1, you know, 2 years. And this is the transformation taking place. No?
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. Wonderful. So like that shows the kind of vision that you have actually, where you're talking about. That was supposed to be my next question. Like, how do you bring in yoga in education? So where we've already started, training so many teachers of 35 lakhs from NCT and from NCRT. But so my only thing is like we also have the NEP 2020 that has come up, and many institutions focus on holistic education. And how can you make this as a scalable thing? Because we are consistently doing, and when we have rules and regulations, but implementation becomes a huge challenge every time. So, to bring in that consistency, do you have any thought process like any schools or teachers? How could they incorporate this as a natural practice within the institution? So it brings in a lot of change amongst the children because
So when we
NEP
give
is, yeah,
the syllabus we built way back in 1975 onwards in
Yeah.
Vivekananda Kenya when I was there. We went around to Northeast, everywhere. We developed the syllabus. How should be the syllabus? What asana, what pranayama, what mudra, bandha, kiyas we had to do. This is where we have the direction of Swami Vivekananda. He says education should bring total personality development, physical,
Holistic.
mental, emotional, intellect,
Yes.
with a spiritual basis. What you call
Yes.
fourfold consciousness: physical, mental, emotional, intellectual. Then fourfold consciousness: civic sense, patriotism, service urge, and spiritual just. So, to make this possible, we develop the program. We develop integrated yoga modules to be made available to the children from class 1
Okay.
onwards up to class 10. So, we develop
Wow.
10 different modules. They are called integrated yoga modules for personality development. For example, class 1. What is the most important thing? Eyes. Eyesight improvement. Short sight, long sight, astigmatism, squint. All can be prevented. So we developed that module.
Wow.
Then hearing development, voice culture. Third year, physical stamina development, memory development, creativity development, IQ development, ego management. All these things we developed. That brought the transformation in the children. They become the best in this thing.
Wow.
Recently, few years back, the NCT, um, our Sitaramji, AICT, they
AICT.
came and said, let us put this entire thing into the people, should be easily available to everybody. So they helped us, and we have the entire thing available on the Swayam platform.
Okay.
For 2 years, and everything is available. Aisha temperament, the theory, the practice, the videos, then written material, then tests, then examination, everything. And anybody can take that, and they take the examination, they can get the credit. Credit things are available. So this is how we have made all these things available to the people at large. You know, and that is the wonderful work that the ICT did. And I congratulated the director Sitaram for doing these things. This
That's
is how
very
the
amazing.
education system we have brought it.
Okay. Okay. But only thing is we have to mindfully start implementing. What a wonderful thing. So we've been struggling. As today, if you see the number of children who start losing because of the gadget that they have, and very soon, maybe like in the age of say 6 months, 8 months, they all start using mobile. And so we have a lot of mobile addiction and things like that. And here in yoga, we are talking about having eyesight improvement, and then we are talking about squint, and we are talking about hearing, we are talking about intellectual stage wise. So it goes about the milestones and how a child should improvise. I think the way what you have put across, sir, it's a big eye opening for where parents can and education systems can actually think about using this as a great tool to actually work towards the positive development of these milestones rather than struggling and saying, oh, children don't listen, children don't want to be away from, because we use a lot of technology, and how we could actually draw a very fine line to say no. And that's what we were talking about, how yoga is just not about only just doing the physical thing, but also understanding through the mind. And I think this can grow very early stage itself for children to say no. And personally, I'm also still learning in the process, because for me this is still very new. And so, would you just like to give out a message to the listeners as well, as because our listeners are primarily from the education sector, ed tech companies, and everybody wants to use STEM. And yoga and naturopathy is always looked at the ancient thing that we are still trying to integrate practice and things like that. So how could we be mindful as we are using technology also, and to move forward with our practices, which is going to be a lifelong investment for future generations, sir.
See, we're in the age of science and technology. Everything has to be proven by modern scientific research. Our
Yes, sir.
university, our organization is meant for scientific research. We call it Vivekananda Kendra Yoga Anusandhana Samsthana. Anusandhana is the research, as you know.
Yes,
So,
sir.
what characterizes our institution compared to all others is scientific research. And we have published largest number of research papers, nearly 1,000 research papers.
Awesome.
And continuously we are generating the people here. Every year, 500 people come out here from UG, PG courses, then PhD program, all these things they come out. And they go out and spread throughout the country, all over the world. Now, just like your affiliate centers throughout the country, we have 300 affiliate centers. In 120 countries, we have developed. And this
Oh,
way, yoga has to be spread through the education system. And we should set up centers. And the central government has started starting departments of yoga in various places. So more
places.
and more
Oh,
people will get the opportunities to serve even in the education institutions, in the schools, in the colleges, everywhere. And that's how yoga will spread its wings. So from various fronts, multi-dimensional thing we are doing
multi-dimensional.
from the sports field, from the competition field to become yoga teacher, yoga instructors, then the education system in the field of health, and bringing every dimension and in the corporate world. And people have been asking us to train large number of people in the army, navy, everywhere.
Oh,
Our
yes, yes,
minister is
yes.
pushing into all ministries. And this is how yoga is spreading in the country. And India will become a role model for the world at large. And therefore, in the world, it has started spreading like wildfire. No? So it's a revolution that is taking place. We are moving from the industrial revolution towards yogic revolution in the world. So thank you
Very.
very much for your nice
Thank you, sir. Thank you so
action.
much.
All the
So,
best.
for this wonderful message that you have given, I'm sure it'll be, I mean, it is going to be an eye-opening to say it's just not to do with body, but it's also to do a lot with mind and be very mindful about the technology usage as well. So,
And also
thank you,
spread
sir.
this
Of
message to more and more people, as many number of people
course,
as
sir.
you can teach, spread through digital media and all things. You start doing it, so let it go in the whole process. I wish you all the
Thank you,
best.
sir.
Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much, sir.